I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Y'all said y'all couldn't hear me, so I took y'all advice. Let's jump right on into it, okay? Now, when was the last time that you spoke positively to yourself? Not to your neighbor, not to your son, not to your daughter, not to your mom, your grandma. When was the last time you spoke positively to yourself? Yes, I'm asking you that. Did you know that positive words alone, not, exercising, we ain't talking about drinking more water, we ain't even talking about changing your eating habit, none of that. Just positive words alone can add 7.5 years to your life. Did you know that? Because I was amazed when I found out. I have to tell you, I don't know if y'all like Queen A, but I was amazed. I'm like, you mean to tell me just saying excuse me, please, thank you, things of that nature can like add seven, not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 7.5 years to my life? Man, I don't know about y'all, but I gotta tell y'all, I don't know. That's fascinating to Queen A. That's very fascinating to me. Now, before we move forward, let me. So, I am Queen A, your host right here on Slapping with Truth, where we are right here on Wednesday. I am in the Midwest in Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't know where y'all at. Tonight, we gonna slap people with some truth and let them understand how important words is. Most people don't understand. If you understood how important words was, if you knew the information that I'm about to drop right here in this podcast, let me tell you, you will watch your mouth. Literally, watch your mouth. Most people don't know that. I can remember back in my days, for instance, like some let me tell y'all something. A lot of time we get caught up in the what's not going on, the what's not happening, and the sickness and all these different things we speak of. And it's not, I'm not taking this away from nobody, but a lot of the times we speak these things out of fear because we have been raised to talk this way. For instance, okay, I don't know if a lot of y'all grew up religious or in church, and this is nothing to nobody who was, but I have been in all different type of religions and whatever. But the main thing that stood out to me when I was growing up was that money is the root to all evil. And I tell y'all right now, for me, it caused me to be scared to make money because the saying was money is the root to all evil. So I was always scared. And I don't know if it's any of y'all that ever heard that saying. If you ever heard that saying, drop it in the comments or give me some hearts or something. Just let me know if you ever heard that saying. But that was a big thing where I grew up at. Money is the root of all evil. Oh, if you make too much money, you was just evil. Now, what that did to me was it programmed me to want to stay in a certain tax bracket, to not want to be rich, of course, and not have big dreams. It caused me to be like just stuck in this jar, as I like to call it. But in my head, I had all these different doors open because it was things I wanted to do. But especially when it came to finances, for me, the finances couldn't take off because I have to tell y'all this. I thought money was the root to all evil. So I was scared to make money. I was scared to knock on doors. I was scared. And I'm not taking this away from nobody. Please don't take this. But I have to say this because words are so powerful. And we have to be mindful of what we even telling ourselves, our kids, our youth, right? I have to say that. Understand that. And you know what? I heard a man say, and he told me, and I had to listen to this because I never paid attention to this. He said one of the main things, so I can remember as my son's growing up. So if you don't know, I am a single mother of four. Okay. I'm in my mid 40s, and my two, well, all my kids are grown except for my youngest, and she's 16. But I can remember telling my sons when they grew up, especially my youngest son, but when he grew up, because the dads wasn't in the picture like that, right? His dad was not in the picture like that. So I can remember one of the things that I told my son was, you the man of the house now. You the man of the house. And I didn't realize how much pressure that put on a young boy. It put so much pressure on him to where I didn't realize until I had somebody on my podcast and they said something. You can go back. I believe it was John J. Johnson that said that the worst thing somebody can say or tell a guy growing up is that he the man of the house now. Cause now, guess what? No, I take that back. It was Chef Jeff. Hey, shout out to Chef Jeff. So I went there and Chef Jeff said something that the worst thing a woman can tell a man or a young boy is that he the man of the house. Cause now instead of him having that boy personality or that young man personality, that that playful personality, he puts on this perception and in his mind he has to become a man at such a young age. So he starts doing more. He starts exploring more. And I never thought about it like that. And even before I heard that, and that was just not that long ago when I heard that, but even before I heard that, I can remember certain things. Like, okay, I remember telling my kids that, yeah, no, you a man now. You a man now. And I had to think, was he really a man now? Because see, in certain instances, and this is why words importance, you know what? You say you a man now, but then in reality, we tell them when they do manly things that they kids and we punish them for that. That's like contradictory. Do you know what that would do to a child? Well, I didn't. I'm here to tell y'all Queen A didn't. And it wasn't, and I really didn't understand it until now. And I apologize. I hate that I just found out about this because my sons are in their 20s. And I find out that you mean to tell me that me telling my son that he's a man hinder him. And then I had to think about it because now I'm a clarity coach, right? Now let's put some clarity on it. And this is why I don't like certain things when youth do things, even when it comes to getting in trouble, because we say they're kids, right? They can't buy alcohol until a certain age because we know literally that they can't handle their alcohol. They're not going to act the same as an adult. We say they can't buy tobacco because we know literally they can't handle these substances the same way an adult can handle them because they're a kid. Yet and still, right? When they go do something, all of a something or something that's in trouble or that that's causing havoc, now we label them as, you know what? Now they become a man, you know, in that instance. They wreaking havoc, they doing all this. Now be like, oh, you a man. Or on the flip side, they acting like a man now because you done told them you the man of the house. And now we say, you a kid. Stay in the child's place. That's contradictory. We have to understand even our words. And when it comes to parents, and I had to, let me tell y'all this, I didn't apologize to my kids for some things because as parents, we have to do that. And a lot of people is scared to do that. And that's why we see a lot of things that we're seeing out here in this world because we don't take accountability for our own actions. See, people like to say, oh, you know what? These youth, they are horrible. They bad. They this and that. And I like to say, well, where has the parenting gone that the youth feel that they can do as such? Now, I tell y'all something. We got to understand that if words create energy, if words create energy, then we as parents have to be mindful of the words we're using. So when I say express that you're a grown man or you the man of the house, that's creating energy in that child, telling him that, hey, I'm an adult now. I done bypassed the kid stage. I'm not a kid no more. So that's energy. Now, also when it comes out there to in the world, now I want to tell y'all this. We have to be mindful. This is in the world. What I'm seeing out here is people like to be on demon time. I see so many posts where people are on demon time. They using demon emojis. They talk so negative. And if we know words create energy and positive words alone can add 7.5 years to your life, y'all tell me why people talking negative and wondering why years are being taken away. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't. I mean, that's just me. That's just me. But see, that's because we become what I say a world full of pretty little liars. And this what this world love. They love fairy tales. And that's why the one thing I like to say is I'm not a fictionary. So if you watch me, I love saying that I'm not a fictionary. Okay? And that is what this podcast is about. Because the truth is that a lot of us are in situation because the words that we chose to utilize on ourselves. How many times have you told yourself that you can't afford it? How many of y'all said that? I've said it before. But we don't realize because we're not being taught that how words create energy. If somebody taught you at a young age the real truth that words truly create energy, and if somebody had told me or taught me even that maybe we should learn that in school, that words can add 7.5 years to your life, I wonder what people would do then. I just wonder what they would do. And thank you. I see the lovely comments. I really appreciate that. But I truly wonder what people would do then. Y'all want me to slap y'all with some truth? The truth is, it's monkey see, monkey do now. Now even the truth is becoming misconstrued. Now you ain't even gonna know what the truth is no more. Why? Because words create energy. Words create energy. And we have more people in this society that's focused on negativity, that's focused on what Cardi B may be doing, Nicki Minaj and, Clarissa Shields, focus on everybody else. That's where their energy is going. That's where the energy is going. Well, I ask you, how many times do you talk about yourself a day so the energy can start coming back to you? How many times are you doing research on your own self a day? I wait. That's when that voice comes in your head. That's all I'm saying. See, people they don't like the truth no more. And that's why I tired this slapping with truth because we gonna always talk about some truth right here. Did you know that confidence is a language? A lot of people can't be confident even in their words because confidence alone is language. Why I say people ain't confident in their words, Queen A? Because if people was confident alone in their self, guess what? We would be creating positive words. They would be confident enough to speak highly of themselves. They would be confident enough to understand that money is not the root of all evil. It's a person who loves money more than they love themselves that's evil. I had to understand that money ain't ever did nothing to nobody. Money ain't ever did nothing to you, me, or nobody. Matter of fact, money has become a necessity of the world here. So if money that become a necessity of the world here, then wouldn't that make sense that we would need money? But it's what you're gonna do with the money, right? A lot of people get money because they just want money. I see a lot of people now, they get into the bag. And now remember we talking about how words are energy. Words create energy. So if a lot of people, if you just get into the bag, what is your bag? I'm gonna tell you now, pennies is a bag, nickels is a bag. So when you say you're getting to the bag, what are you really saying? Are you getting to pennies? Are you getting to nickels? Or what are you getting? $5? Let Queen A know. Because everybody seems to be getting to a bag, whether they, shoveling and working at Wendy's, working at Walmart, whether you're a speaker, it doesn't matter. A police officer, it doesn't matter. Whatever you are getting to your bag. That's truth. But if you're only worried about that, where else are you going? Because you telling your brain, I'm getting to the bag. Well, in your brain, wherever you going to is the bag. That's the bag. In your brain, it don't have nothing else programmed. It don't have no values. It's just a bag. And if all you value is a bag, then that's the problem right there. There's no morals in that. There's no values in that. There's no communication in that. There's no community in that. I'm just saying. Y'all gotta understand that confidence is comes with all of that. It's a language. It's the way you walk in the room, the words you choose to speak. I like to say how you present yourself. How do you do one thing? They always say how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I used to think it was a lie. I really did. I really did when they said that. But have you ever met somebody that's lazy? And I like to use this term. I like to use this as an example. You know, they be like, they know they lazy, don't they? They'll tell you they lazy. Have you ever met a lazy person? They know they lazy. Somebody that's truly lazy will tell you they're lazy and they're proud of it. And the way they do one thing is the way they do everything. When somebody is lazy, they're lazy at work, they're lazy at home, they're lazy at cooking, they're lazy at like just every single thing. It's like it's a trickle down effect, domino effect. I'm just saying. So, and a lot of people just they fall for that out of fear. Out of fear of being like the rest of the world. See, this is why we're gonna get into why most people talk negative to themselves. Do you know most people talk negative to themselves simply because the world wants them to? They feel like it anyway. It's peer pressure. They follow the crowd. They do things that they normally wouldn't ever do. Right? Don't tell them how I'm doing this with you. I'm just happy to do this with you because it's the hip crowd, the in crowd, or whatever y'all want to call it. But that's why most people can't even get positive with their words because they too busy trying to people please. I can tell you now, if you're trying to fit in with a crowd, most of the time you lacking confidence somewhere. And so that means somewhere down the line, your words that you're telling yourself is not truthful. You're not being honest with yourself. I'm just saying. A lot of people don't want to understand that. And this comes with everything. Whether even when it comes to a job, in your personal life, your business life, this is everything. We have to understand that confidence is language. Words, right, is life or death, right? Because if words can add positive words can add 7.5 years to your life, then that means what? Negative years to add what? Y'all tell me then. Y'all tell me what it add. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all believe. Do you believe that positive words add years to your life? Let me know. I just want to know. Because nowadays what we seeing is monkey see, monkey do. We're living in a world full of copycats, and I'm not a fictionary. Queen A is not a fictionary. If you've ever listened to me speak at any of my speaking events, if you ever been trained by me, it doesn't matter. If you ever read my book, Clarity and Confidence, if you've ever read my book or anything, if you ever took anything from me, the one thing you know is I'm not a fictionary. I don't believe in it. That's why the world is becoming the way it is. And that's why we don't know the difference between anything no more because the world love pretty little lies. And I'm not here for that or to give you that. But, you know, I'm just saying, y'all. But I got to tell y'all, that's what's going on. Why y'all think the world loves drama more than positivity any day. And if the world loves drama more than positivity any day, then that means what? We are having more negative words being spoken. We are having more negative actions. Because that means if more negative words are being spoken, then we are going to incur more negative action. That's just the law of the universe. There's no way around it. And it don't matter what you believe. Everybody, we can all agree about karma. Well, what people don't understand is karma is not just about your actions. Karma is mostly from your words. How did you speak on yourself? Do you speak healthy about yourself? If you don't speak healthy about yourself, well, that's why you walk in the clinic or the doctor every time you're nervous. You're scared. You feel like you might be sick. Do you speak highly of yourself? If you don't speak highly of yourself, well, that's probably why you sitting laying around. You got depression. You ain't confident. You're disrespectful. You living in fear. Just all these different things. I can go on and on and on because it's deeper than what a lot of us think it is. Because it's our words. A lot of us thinking it's from an action. No, it's from our words. Hey, how you doing, dancer? I see you. How you doing out there? But I really want y'all to understand a lot of this come from words. And you want to get something even deeper? I'm gonna give y'all this that I teach. Do you know where it starts at? It starts in your mind. It's even deeper than words. That's why I teach. That's why I became a clarity coach. Cause see, we was raised saying, what was the saying? When one door shut, another one open. But what if I told you that some of y'all got a million doors open and you ain't got none of them shut, and that's the problem. You focus on too much. That's why the words that's coming out of you ain't consistent. You don't know what's going on. It's depressed. It's this. It's that. Because you got too much going on up here, and you need to get that out. I have a journal for that. I actually have a journal. But these are things y'all got to understand, right? Hey, how you doing? Who is it? Okay, edits. I'm just gonna say edits. How you doing, edits? Because I don't know how to say the first one, and I know I can mess it up. Okay. All right. So I'm a clarity coach when it comes to coaching life, but I'm not clarity with words and all that stuff all the time. Okay. When it comes to names. So don't be getting on here getting on me like that. So I'm just kidding. Nah, yeah, I'll just mess with y'all. No, but I love to laugh. I love to have fun. So everything I do, even when I'm speaking, I'm teaching, we have fun as well. That's why I crack jokes. So please don't take nothing personal. It's out of fun and love. Even when I teach, I might sound strong. My words might come out strong, but it's all out of love. I just want to help plant seeds in your mind so you can grow. That's it. And build your confidence with clarity. That's it. But you have to understand that words create everything. I love to say it creates your life. It creates everything. And do you know the science behind it is this, that studies show that positive, not negative. We talking about positive self talk alone. Positive self-talk alone, guys. I ain't asking things. We ain't even talking about exercising. People complain about exercising. Well, listen, because I'm about to give you something that's gonna add years to your life, and you ain't gotta exercise. You ain't even gotta work out. You ain't even gotta eat different. This ain't if you ain't gotta eat different for this one right here. You ain't gotta do nothing. But learn how to move your mouth in a positive way. Studies have shown that positive self-talk, especially to yourself, positive self-talk. Do you know it lowers your cortisol levels? It lowers your cortisol levels. I'm like, well, what is cortisol level, right? Because I'm not a doctor. I'm not none of that. I'm just not. And I found out, well, this was like what's it dictates whether we're angry or not. So when we're so angry and we have a lot of anxiety, that's because our cortisol level, part of that is real sky high. But when you learn to talk positive to yourself, it goes down. So I want y'all to think about every time that when you talking negative about yourself and you telling yourself about what you can't do and how you can't be this and I can't do this and I'm not going to make it and it's too late and I'm too old or my chance is over and I wasn't dealt them cards or I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, right? That was my line. I used it. But when we doing these things, we are constantly making ourselves angrier as we saying. Think about it. When you said, "Well, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth," that's how we say it. Whoever have you ever heard somebody say, "I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth"? I just no. I can't even say it with a smile on my face. Negative self-talk. You see what it does? It ups. It moves your cortisol level up. Say it. I want somebody, one of y'all try to say it to yourself and let me know when you watch this podcast, whenever you watch, I want you to say it to yourself. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. And just say it naturally. And I want you to get on this podcast and let me know if it flowed out positive. Like, was you smiling when you said it, or was you frowning when you said it? Did you have a little when you said it? I can guarantee more than likely most of you are going to say, yeah. Why? Because of what we just said. Words create energy. Words create energy. Confidence is a language, meaning how you move, how you act, what you say. So, which in returns dictates which level your cortisol level, which way it goes. Which way did he go, George? Did he go up or down? But that's what that does. And most of us, we don't understand this because we got comfortable with the negative self-talk. We was programmed for negativity of what we can't do. From when we was a child. Oh, stop, you can't do that. Don't touch that, this and that. Everything we tried, we always was boxed in the so we got comfortable and we've learned that habit of thinking it's okay to tell ourselves what we can't do. Somebody wants something, oh no, I can't afford that. I can't afford that. What if somebody pointed something out that you feel like you can't afford? What if they pointed out, you said, you know what? I'm gonna see how I'm able to get that because I love that. I love that. I'm gonna see how I can manage to get that. Or what it take for me to get that. You see how I changed that and how hype you get about stuff like that? It's a different way for us to learn how to and explore how to talk to ourselves. But we don't do it. How many of y'all do it? A lot of people don't do it. They don't want to do it. They don't want to hear it. So that's why I bring people on this podcast from all over the globe to build up self-talk about how they remain confident through their journey. So I've had people on my podcast from Jamaica and all over, and that was when I first started, and I'm only getting better. And so if you somebody or you want to be a big guest on my podcast, Slapping with Truth, and you want to tell people your story, how did you remain confident on your journey? Because why your story ain't Queen A story and Queen A story ain't yours. So it's somebody all around that could benefit from both of our stories. And that's what I'm about. I'm about planting seeds and watering minds and growing together. You ever see a tree branch grow one leaf? Let me tell you that. Let me ask you that because I'm planting trees, right? I don't plant little, pretty flowers that might sprout. No, I plant seeds. I've plant seeds that grow trees. And have you ever seen a tree branch grow one leaf? No. It keeps growing and growing, produces it, and then as the season changes, what happens? It falls off and then it comes back. But it's a process it has to go through. It goes through a lot. But in that process, it remains producing every year. And that's what we have to learn how to do to ourselves. We have to keep watering our mind. Why? Because trees get watered all year. They can't grow without being watered. You can't plant a seed. Plant a seed and don't water it and see if it grows. That's why I say I water minds, just in case people don't know, because words are important. But a lot of people, they don't want to hear it. So I just, I sit back and I wait for those that want to hear it. And that's what I have learned. Those who want to hear it will understand. That's just period. They say on period. That's my kids be saying. I don't know what on period means, so I ain't gonna say that. I don't know what it means. I'm in my 40s, but I just hear my kids out. They be like on period because they can't put nothing on me or nobody else. Yeah, right. So, but I want y'all to understand that that's what it's all about. And once you get this intact and understand, see, a lot of us we think we joke with ourselves. Well, my broke best friend, and you say it's a joke. Well, did you know that your mind don't know the difference between a joke and what's real? That's why I'm not a fictionary. That's why I don't play into the role of broke best friends. I don't play like that. I have rich best friends, right? I'll call them my rich best friends. Them my rich youth. That's how you play. Why you got to be on demon time? Why can't you be on positivity time, angel time, sometime? Anything besides a demon time? Because if words create energy, and if you on demon time, why is you people confused when the demon come for you? People get confused. They love saying they on demon time. They love using demon emojis, but then they confused when the demon come for them. I'm confused. because words create energy. We gotta get to understanding that part right there. And once people gonna understand that, then guess what? People will watch their mouth. Literally. I bet people will watch their mouth once they understand that, oh, my word, that's why I'm going through so much because of this. It ain't because of the government. You mean to tell me it ain't because I don't make enough? You mean to tell me it ain't because of my sister, my brother, how I was raised? You mean to tell me it ain't none of that? It's my mouth? Yeah, it's your mouth. So watch your mouth, literally. Watch your mouth. I had to learn how to watch my mouth. I'm telling y'all, know I had to watch my mouth too. Okay, say it. And hey, I loves. I see y'all. Was that Kaylin? I see you. Hey, hey, love. But watch our mouth, literally. If you can learn how to watch your mouth, watch how different your life become. Let me tell y'all something. Before I wrap up and get off of here on Slapping with Truth on this Wednesday now, okay? Let me tell y'all. I didn't believe that really watching your mouth could change your life. Positivity alone. I really in the beginning, I really didn't. Like, I was always a positive person. But I not ever believed that positive words alone and positive thinking alone could change my life. I didn't. And then I started paying attention because I'm like, okay, I wanted something different. Something made me just wanted something different. So I started paying attention. That's when online started getting popping, and I started researching all these people, these famous people, and I'm listening to them. The Eric Thomases, and Eric Thomas is that's my guy. I love me some Eric Thomas. And I was listening to Tony Robbins because he was hot. Mel Robbins because she was hot, and Inky Johnson because he was hot, with the arm. And he inspired me so much, so much. And throughout his whole situation, he remained positive. And I couldn't understand that. And I said, and he was talking about the mindset, how he was so depressed and so aggravated because he wanted to play football. I believe it was football he was going to play, and he lost his arm or some of that such. Now, don't quote me word for word from the story, but if you know Inky Johnson, you know the story and you know what I'm talking about is real, okay? And he's a great speaker, a great speaker. And he lost his arm, a piece of his arm. And yet, I don't know if it's the whole arm or part of it, but yet he still was so angry because he couldn't play football. But he said once he changed his mindset, he became a different person. And he realized that, everything happened for a reason, and he found this purpose. And I don't know the story to be exact, but I'll stop right there because I don't want to mess this story up. So, Inky Johnson, I don't want to mess your story up. But no, but my heads off to him because he really made me realize while I'm sitting over here complaining and talking about what I couldn't do. And I was worried and crying about my situation, right? I still had all my arms, all of them. I said all of them like I had 10 of them. But no, I still had my arms, still had my legs. I still had all these things. And we had these things and we complain. We sit back and we complain all day, and then we wonder why we get headaches all day and why so much stuff happened. Do you understand now? So I hope now you'll understand this is why, a lot of us are going through a lot of heartache. This is why a lot of us are seeing a lot of drama out there because of our words and the things that we have been saying to ourselves, especially. We've been telling ourselves so long how much we can't afford this and how much we can't afford that we ain't even looking for what we can do to afford it. We've been telling ourselves for so long that, um, I don't deserve to live like that. I deserve to live like this, that we ain't even trying to see how we can live a certain way. We've been so negative to ourselves. So negative to ourselves that we call ourselves niggas, and because we put the A on the end, we think it's okay. But in the same token, we get mad when somebody else call us a nigger. Make it make sense, nigga. You just put an A on it. So because you transformed it and used it for good, it's come on. Either it's okay or it's not. I don't get offended. Let me tell you now, I'm not gonna get offended. But I also don't let nobody tell me the word. We have to look at things a different way, especially if I know I allow our people to call me a nigga. They be like, nigga, please. We don't say nothing. But let somebody else say nigga, please. Oh, he put the ER on the end. But that's because we don't have no clarity. No clarity. And that's true for you. See, I like I said, I'm not a fictionary. I'm not a fictionary. So I hope y'all are getting something from this. And I really want to know that you understand the logic behind it, that you understand that words create energy, that you understand that confidence is a language, meaning how you walk in the room, how you talk, how you present yourself, right? And also, I hope you understand the scientific study behind it is that guess what? The more positive self-talk that you do to yourself, right? The more positive self-talk, it what decreases your cortisol level. You won't be angry. You don't have to be depressed all the time. You don't have to be stressed out all the time. All you gotta do is talk positive to yourself to remind yourself of how important you are. All right. And that way you don't get angry as much. So if you catch yourself, maybe you're depressed a lot. I don't know. Maybe you're angry a lot. I don't know. Maybe you aggravated a lot. I don't know. But try to talk positive to yourself. Just see if it works. I don't just see. Just see. Some people don't even want to see. Just see. That's all. Just see if it works for you. But before we get up off of here, what's one thing that you Oh, matter of fact, what's one word? Let's put it this way. What's one word that you can stop saying to yourself? And then what's the word that you're going to replace it with? The positive word that you're going to replace with it. So, what's one negative word that you're going to stop saying to yourself? And then what's the positive word that you're going to put in place of it? Let me know. That's important. That's important. All right. Most people don't even know. But I'm challenging y'all because y'all like a challenge. Y'all like a little challenge. All right. But no, be on the lookout. So y'all know I got my clarity. I got my clarity starter kit. It's coming out. It's about to hit. It's about to drop. Y'all look forward to it. Be on the lookout. If you don't know, I also have my book. I have my journals. So I do have my journals and I have my books out. They are out and they are on the market. You can get to the link in my bio. I believe it's in there. I'll make sure I put in this description of this video just in case. But no, but I really want y'all to get clear on what you're saying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Stop telling yourself that everybody else is the reason and sit back and think. Are you taking the same advice that you're giving everybody else? Most of us ain't. We'll tell some, hey, how many times? Hey, let me drink my water because let me tell y'all this. Let me tell y'all what we'll do. This is what we gonna do. This is what people would do nowadays. I done did it. I'm pretty sure you done did it when you heard the story. Drop it in the comments. I don't know, but this is what people do. This is what you're gonna do. Most of the time, you ever had somebody come to you with a problem and it sounds so similar to your problem or something you going through, right? And you can hear your situation exactly in what they saying to you. I'm talking about they talking to you and you sitting there like, man, that's exactly what I'm going through, but I ain't gonna say nothing, right? And then they ask you for advice. What happens? You automatically kick in gear and you give them the most beautiful word. You know what, girl? You ain't gotta stress out like that. What? You making more, girl? You can find something making more. What you mean? You doing? You staying there, girl? You ain't gotta live like that. You making this? You making what? You doing who? What? But we will encourage them and tell them how beautiful, whatever it is, handsome they is, whatever, how much they can do it. And then in that same breath, when they walk away, and you think to yourself too, because we'll think to ourselves like, man, jeez, I need to take my own advice. And we might even say it out loud, because I know I have. I need to take my own advice. Talking about that, shoot, that sound like good on me. Now we'll say we need to take our own advice, but how many of us really take our own advice afterward? How many of us? Raise your hands or put in the chat. I bet you a lot of y'all like, you know what? Me, I done did it, but I ain't taking my own advice. That's what we do. We great at giving somebody else that's going through our exact same. It ain't our exact same because every situation is different, but it's a similar situation that's so similar to what we going through. And we will give them the best outcome, the best things they can do, the best resources and everything. Yet and still we won't use it. We won't use it. Why? Because studies show we are more comfortable talking to ourselves negatively, especially the more we are online. Did you also know that the more we are online, the more suicides there are, the more jealousy, the more angry, the more murders? Why? Because we are living in a world full of what? They just want the money, and then negative self-talk, negative thinking more than anything. People are thinking so negative that it's portraying out here. And that's the truth for you. I can't say it no sip. That's the truth for you and slap you with it. Just saying. See, a lot of y'all ain't gonna want to hear that. It's gonna be people in here in the comments. See, I'm gonna tell y'all something. People be in the comments and they say stuff. It don't matter. Because everything is not for everybody. And I know I'm not for everybody. Why? Because I'm not a fictionary. I'm not a fictionary. I love y'all also. I just can't wait till y'all get clarity and values and principles. Because those that have it will understand. So I know y'all got something from this. I truly hope y'all did. Drop it in the comments and let me know what your biggest takeaway was. Did you have any aha moments or anything? Drop that in the comments. Let Queen A know. And if you watch it, I don't care wherever you watch. Let me know where you watch it from. So I am in Cincinnati, Ohio. Hey, I'm in the Midwest. I don't know where y'all at. My name is Queen A. I am your clarity coach here to stay. I ain't going nowhere. I'm just gonna slap them with truth. All right. And that is the goal. Share this podcast out. Share it with somebody who may be interested in it. Make sure that y'all subscribe to this channel for more Slapping with Truth. Go ahead and check out some of my videos, my teaching videos, so y'all can get a better understanding of what I do and a better understanding of how to build your confidence. I'm up. I'm out of here. And most importantly, if nobody else loves you, Queen A does. Later. Mwah.